In this bulletin, disciplined officers arrested for breach. Expanded curfew and lockdown from tomorrow. And Fijians violating protocols warned. Five military officers and a police officer were amongst the 57 arrests made in the last 24 hours for breaching COVID-19 restrictions. The soldiers and police officer were amongst five others who were found intoxicated at the Narere area. Acting Police Commissioner Rusiati Tundravu is urging people to be responsible and to learn to follow restrictions and orders. He says 38 of the arrests recorded for breaching of health restrictions and curfew orders are alcohol-related, while 11 are for cover consumption. 2 people were arrested for crossing of containment areas, while 6 cases were recorded for social gathering as they were celebrating a birthday. Of the 57 cases filed, the Western Division recorded 11 arrests, 26 for the Southern Division, 18 for the Eastern Division, while 2 people were arrested in the Northern Division for drinking alcohol at Sabu Sabu. A 24-hour curfew will come into effect for the Suvarnasori corridor from 11 p.m. tomorrow and 4 a.m. Tuesday as part of the COVID-19 containment and tracing efforts. Permanent Secretary for Health Dr. James Fong confirms the Suva and Nosori containment areas will merge into one single lockdown area. During the full lockdown from tomorrow night at 11 p.m. until Tuesday morning at 4 a.m., everyone in the Suvarnasori corridor must stay home. New measures will also be coming into effect for the rest of Viti Levu. From Saturday, 15th May, the curfew hours for the whole of Viti Levu will expand from 6 p.m. until 4 a.m. every day. Outside of Viti Levu, the curfew hours will remain from 11 p.m. until 4 a.m. If the lockdown of Suva and Nosori expires on Tuesday as scheduled, the curfew hours from 6 p.m. until 4 a.m. will apply in these areas as well.
48 hours between now and when that lockdown measure will take place. That is more than enough time to prepare ourselves properly without causing mess, mayhem and disorder. You have 2 full days to manage your shopping and purchase food and other essential items for your home.
The cluster of COVID-19 emanating from Extra Supermarket in Flagstaff, Suva is of a particular concern to the Health Ministry. Permanent Secretary for Health Dr. James Fong says the series of new clusters require large scale of contact tracing to the magnitude of several hundred primary and secondary contacts. However, he says this cluster is unlike past clusters such as the garment factory case for one simple reason: Care Fiji. Dr. Fong says more COVID-19 cases will emerge linked to this location. However, the Care Fiji app is proving helpful. 3 employees who are co-workers of a case announced on Tuesday have tested positive for COVID-19.
To Extra Supermarket in Flagstaff or Hanson Supermarket in Makoi in the last 2 weeks to self-isolate. We will announce in due course once everyone on our list has been contacted. Those found not to have contacted with these new cases will be allowed at the end of their period of allowed to go out at the end of the period of self-isolation.
The other positive cases are from Nausori. Another 2 individuals presented to the Nausori Health Center with COVID-19 symptoms yesterday. They are family members from Lakena in Nausori. 2 of their household contacts have also tested positive for COVID-19.
One of these individuals worked at Nausori Market as a vendor. That space is currently being decontaminated as I speak. I have said before, we activate our contact tracing teams the moment a positive case becomes known.
The 5th case is an individual in Nausori from Vunimono who also tested positive after presenting to the health center. This case, is not linked to other cases rather.
So far, none of the 6 cases in Nausori are currently linked to existing cases. While we are still early in our investigation, we are treating these cases as instances of community transmission until they are proven otherwise.
The final confirmed case is a border quarantine staff who tested positive for COVID-19 in the course of routine testing. Fijians who are continuing to not follow protocols and the self-isolation when needed are being warned. This concern as a number of people have been raising issues that those who have been asked to self-isolate have not been following the directive. Health Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong says the security services will be responsible for this.
I think it's not so much what the ministry will do now. It's more what our security forces will have to start doing. And I have been in a few meetings where they are now working and solidifying this need to enforce the COVID-19 measures. And I think when it will become more evident in the forthcoming days.
There are currently hundreds of contacts of positive cases who have been told to self-isolate. Parents have been urged to step in and make studies as practical as possible to keep their children engaged. Psychologist Selina Kuruleva says if kids are idle and doing theoretical learning, they might lose interest. Kuruleva says parents need to monitor how their children are doing and ensure that their mental health is taken care of. The Education Ministry had earlier highlighted that the mental health of children is more fragile and they react to stressful situations in different ways.
Mental health is very important, but food is also very important. So in this regard, we need to make sure that as much as possible we take care of people's basic needs first, which is food, shelter, clothing.
Mainly fine weather is prevailing over most parts of the country today. Expect brief showers by late afternoon. That's FBC News now. Join us for a 1-hour major bulletin at 7 p.m. And be sure to download the FBC app to access the latest in news, sports, and live radio broadcasts from any of our 6 FBC radio stations. Stay safe and good afternoon.